Hello YouTube and welcome to Full Dottle, a channel dedicated to tamping topics such as pipes, tobacco, lore, and more. I am your host, the Bearded Briarman, and without further ado, let's get lit. Welcome back everyone, and on this episode of Full Dottle, we're going to be making some adjustments to the FDOB Blend number 2 V1. We're going to do a couple of tweaks that I hope will improve it from the last time to create V2 and take it from there. But first, a little housekeeping. I am smoking my 7LE673 KS Rusticated Fantasia, and in it I've got some Cornell and Dill Bayou Morning Flake. All right, so last time I decided that the home stoved red Virginias were a little bit too high. I didn't want as much earth and mineral type flavors in the blend. I also thought that it might have improved it with a little more red Virginia, fresh red Virginia, to bring in more of that tartness, that rye berry and malted grain. I also thought that the dry mustiness from the Izmir Turkish was just a little too high. The white burley, I decided I am going to increase that by just a little bit to be able to bring in a little bit more of that nutty woody flavor to compensate for the loss of the earthy and mineral type flavors from the home stoved. And then I also decided to increase the unsweetened black Cavendish by just a little bit so that it would have a little creamier smoke and maybe add just a tad to the sweetness of the overall blend. The Perique, I decided I'm not going to do anything with. I'm going to keep it just as it is. I think that it has the perfect amount of spice for this blend. So join me on the other camera and we will get started. Like I said last time, I'm not going to weigh them out on camera, so I got some coffee filters that I weighed out the tobacco beforehand, put it in some coffee filters so that we can go through this a little quicker than we did last time. All right, so the first tobacco that we have here, I decided to increase the red Virginias from the fresh red Virginia from 30% to 35%. So let's put that in the bowl. That will add a little more tart rye berry flavors to the overall blend. The home stoved red Virginias, originally I had 10%. I'm only going to put 5% in this time. Doesn't look like much, but keep in mind, everyone, that this is only going to come out to 6 grams total. And hopefully by decreasing the home stoved red Virginias, it'll tone down that earthiness that we had beforehand, that mineral flavor, because although it wasn't bad, I thought it was just a little on the high side, so I decided to go ahead and tweak between the two red Virginias there. Next we have the Izmir Turkish Oriental. I wanted to tone down the dry mustiness of the blend, so I took the Izmir Turkish from, I think it was 35% down to 30%. I still want a lot of the Izmir Turkish in there because I really enjoy the way that the red Virginia and the Izmir Turkish, those tart flavors combine and they complement the dry, musty floral of the Turkish leaf. The next one we have here is white burley. We're going to add 14%. I took it up from 12% to 14%, so just a very small increase to bring up the woody and nutty flavors just a little bit. And then the Perique, we have still only 8%. Definitely does not look like much, does it? But let me tell you what, that small little 8% helps to really boost the spice within this blend. Next we have the unsweetened black Cavendish. I increased it from 5% to 8%. And I'm hoping that that will increase the sweetness just a little bit. Give it a little richer, thicker smoke. Add a little bit of that creamy, that real neutral, creamy type flavor. Mix that around a little bit. I will steam hydrate this tobacco off camera just as I did before, and in 2 days' time we will smoke it to see how it has come along. Hopefully we won't have to make any more adjustments, but if we do, that's the whole purpose of blending, to start out with your base and then make small increments to it just to change it just a little bit at a time until you get the desired outcome. And so I think we're getting close. Out of that last batch, even though it was only 6 grams total, I believe I got 3.5 bowls out of that, and it was pretty tasty stuff. The adjustments are just trying to perfect it. So it was a great blend to start out with, really. I'm just trying to perfect it with these small changes. So see you back in 2 days and we'll find out what it tastes like, everyone. All right, everyone, so it's been over 2 days because my daughter came over, and as you know, I don't do any of these videos or anything in the in between. And so it's actually set for around 6 days since I put it together, steam hydrated it, and set it up. So let's light up here and see what we've got, everyone. Okay, so this blend is very close to being exactly what I had envisioned for it. The only difference is the Turkish Izmir in this is just a little too high for me. The component is just a little too high. It's got a little too much of that dry mustiness, and it's causing a very tannic bitterness on the tongue. It's not horrible, but since I'm the one actually creating this blend, I'm going to tone that down just a little bit. And it's interfering with the Red Virginias just a little bit. So I'm going to tone that down. Let me grab the blending journal here really quick and let's take a look at it. All right. So as of right now, I've got 30% Turkish Izmir in it and 14% Burley Ribbon. I think all the other components are pretty spot on. I think with a little bit more white burley, it could increase the sweetness to it, decrease that Turkish to round out that dry mustiness, and maybe add just a tad more black Cavendish to try to round it all out. Add just a little bit of creaminess, that brown butter. And let's see where that puts us. I bet you we don't have to do any more alterations but one after this, because it's coming right along. So stay tuned for version 3. We'll see what happens. Feeling really good about it, everyone, so let's see what happens. That's going to do it for this episode of Full Dottle. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And until the next time we see each other, I bid you farewell and happy piping. Bye, everyone. Don't forget to enlist in the Full Dottle platoon. It's easy. Just click the subscribe button. Also, hit the bell icon to be notified as soon as I upload the next episode.